All right. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday Live. Welcome to the channel. Happy Halloween week. I was going to have some Halloween music playing, but I guess it stopped. So there goes that. We'll get to that in just a second here. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day so far. It's been a very busy day up here on the right. There's my notification right there going out. So, yep, just got blasted out at 8:14, a couple seconds after. That's kind of different than usual. Usually it's like, 20 minutes of stream's going, I get a notification that I'm live. So that's awesome. Got some other comments in here. Fish Fiend, what's up? Here we go. Whitmore, hello, hello. Rail Chief, hey, how's it going? Trainman 93, hello, hello. Lionel, Love is old, rusty Lionel train. Late. Yeah, so we were trying to hook some stuff up here before going live. It ended up working out. Couple things that happened. My TMCC base was not plugged in because I was charging batteries, or the legacy base wasn't plugged in, and I had to fix that. And I was wondering why my trains weren't running and why it was working in conventional. I'm thinking, oh, okay, the base must be unplugged. So I went through all of that, had to clean off a spot on my desk here, add batteries to my remotes. I'm using rechargeable batteries now to help prolong the life of things up here. And then also I swapped out the K4. We're running my I think they're F7s tonight. So it's going to be a really cool night. We have the almost same passenger train as we did last weekend. I just added a Railway Express agency car. I do apologize, guys. I've said this over and over that I'm not switching out a whole bunch of cars right now because of the layout construction, because then that's something I got to go through and sort out. But tonight we are debuting a new section of the layout. If you guys caught up on my shorts on the channel, you guys will be seeing the new, I call it Lumberjack's Paradise, at the top of the tunnel. The tunnel scene is totally done. I am so excited to say that because this tunnel project has been such a pain in the butt. Trying to get up there and work up there has just been a nightmare. But this scene came out like the best. I think this is one of the best scenes. Between that and the station right now, two of my favorite scenes I've ever made on a layout, and I love this Sawmill scene. You guys will see all of that in its glory in just a few minutes. The saw blade now spins. It's hooked up to a power supply. So thankfully, this beautiful transformer I have now, the Z4000, has two accessory outputs. It has a 10 volt and a 14 volt. So 99% of my accessories will be running off of that 14 volt. But the saw blade and the sawmill at 14 volts just looked like it was going bananas. So I decided to dial it back, go to 10 volts. It's perfect. It may not smoke as well as it should or whatever. It has a smoking fan smoke unit feature from K-Line. The more voltage you give it, the more it's going to smoke. But it has a fan driver in there, a couple components. I don't want that to blow up. Then I got to tear apart that whole scene. So 10 volts is fine. If it doesn't smoke a lot, whatever, that's perfectly fine. Rather have it not blow up and have the saw blade spin and it being prolonged. So all that good stuff. Let's look at these comments coming in. Ohio Angler, hello. PR Sean, Glenn Mead. Let's see, Uncle Salty. Rose Jewel, how's it going? David Stevens. Nathan DeLay, how's it going? Philip Bender. Greg T. Let's see, I got some more comments. Sean, what's up, Sean, with the blue wrench there? Thank you so much for stopping in. Let's see. Halloween is the best night. Yeah, that's a little wild right there. Be careful what you're saying here, man. It's family friendly for right now. But yeah, it's let's see what we got. Daniel Kane, what's up? Love the Sawmill short. Thank you so much. So for anyone in the chat, and I've got a really cool project for Christmas, guys. Show this weekend. That sounds like fun. Where in Tuna is that? Sounds like a fun trip. I think the following weekend is Allentown, so I'm gonna probably splurge at Allentown. So we'll have to see. K4, yeah, I know about the K4 they're fixing up. I've talked to those people over there. They're really cool in the gift shop. He said that they are putting it back together very slowly and they want to do everything correctly. So that's the story. That's all I know on the K4. What's up, Scott? How's it going? KNR Customs. Let's see. Stay home and run trains. Yeah, that's what we'll probably be doing. Yeah, Allentown's going to be great. Let's see. I was looking at Japanese trains when you stream last. They're cool. Why is the chat doing that? It's like bouncing. I got 31 people in here already. Wow. Thank you guys. So this week is Halloween, and Halloween's like my favorite time of year. I don't own any Halloween trains. Some of you guys have been asking me about that. But what I think what will happen is that once this layout's done, I can concentrate more on the collection again. Like right now, like 90% of my fundage is my budget's going towards the layout to try to get this thing looking presentable. I mean, this looks horrible behind me. This looks like a disaster zone. But what I plan on doing is I've explained this a couple streams here and there. I got some more people coming in here. What's up, Bill? How's it going? Like with Roscoe. I'll get to some of the other comments in just a second here. So basically from behind me, from like, let's go here. Oh, from right here and over is completed pretty much up to this face right here. And this section right here is like the end of completion. So I got this whole side to do now, which is the coal mine, which I've been really looking forward to, guys. I love coal. Coal makes the world go around, and coal and railroads kind of hand in hand. Even nowadays, they ship. I think railroads are still the largest shipper of coal, just because of quantity, of course. But I wanted to build like a small coal mine that's real sketchy looking, kind of run down, weathered, and all that stuff. So that's going to go in right on the tunnel face. So it's like almost like a shaft going into the mountain. So that will be worked on next. This week I'll be working on that. And then once the coal mine's done, I'll probably end up doing a layout update video because I think we'll have enough to talk about. I could do a small video on the Sawmill if you guys are interested in that, or like the Sawmill section, which we'll see soon. Please let me know in comments. That would be pretty cool to do. Like a short, 10-15 minute video on that. It's been part of my goal as well to with this layout add as much scenery as possible, going for more a scale look, I guess. I've never done that before, so this whole layout has been challenging me to the max on scenery and such, but I think it's been fun. It has been fun, but it's also been a challenge, especially getting this mountain to look right without making it look like a giant head of broccoli. I guess it's been a huge challenge to do. So we'll take a look at that in just a few moments here. Got more people coming in the chat. Yes, the rotary beacon is running. So yes, that is a fan favorite. Here, let's check her out. There you go. The beacon. Yes, she is alive. Look at that. So the the beacon has been with me. I think this beacon's been with me ever since my first York. So what? I've been at this, oh God, what's that, 3.5 years? So I don't know, 3 years exactly, I believe. Because this is the third October I've ever gone to. So the rotary beacon, guys, I bought, it's an old one. It's one of the original ones that, this one has the electromagnet system in it that has these little feet that push the beacon around, compared to the early ones utilize heat. And there's a bulb with a dimple with a needle, and it spins with convection current, technically, like convection heat or whatever, going through the fins. And it's really cool. I have one of those as well, but it's not as exciting. I had some issues with it, especially you want to turn the voltage up on the bulb. You can't, the bulb burns out. It runs on heat. So the heat from that bulb one day ended up putting a hole through the bulb, and the needle punctured it and it shorted out, like welded the beacon lens welded itself to the bulb. So that wasn't good. The other thing too with the heat ones, mine fell off of the dimple. The little needle fell out and actually melted a hole in another beacon lens. So I was kind of ticked off at that. After I was like, I'm done with these. The heat ones are cool, but they're not cat proof. Apparently, they're not nick proof either. So it's my fault entirely. But I do have one. It's in the box. Probably needs a new lantern. Sorry, can't talk right now. So yeah, I think every layout deserves a beacon of some type, because it just brings me back to my childhood. But it looks good. It's set back just a little bit. When you guys see the scene, it all comes together. The beacon's like an inch from the ceiling, so like my ceiling's literally like right there. But yeah, we'll get to that in all in just a bit. Still got comments coming in. Any elevation? No elevation on this layout. Just the bog, as I call it, that I built the two bridges to go over. That's the only elevation. I might add some like little rolling hills on this side. We'll see. I think that's pretty much it for elevation. I'm pretty much done. I'm done with that essentially. Elevation's not my strong point, but no, I really having some elevations fun. I've seen it on like not all layouts, but some layouts they struggle with having like a ramp or something. But plus, I don't have the space to do that up here. Maybe a future layout, maybe a slight elevation. I think it does look really cool, but I don't have the room for it right now to do it right, at least. The heat didn't work that well. So the thing is, the heat up here, actually, the best time of year to run it were like the extremes. So like when it was freezing cold up here in the winter and that bulb had enough heat to heat it up, that's when it would work. And then also the summertime when it was like blazing hot in here, that's when it worked. But between seasons, it would just stand still. It was not generating enough heat. It was just one of those weird things. Going to run out of room eventually. Yeah, I don't have room on this layout for any type of that. Yeah, I did see a video on those Chinese steam engines that was running like a coal mine, and they're up until like the 80s. I did see that documentary on that. I thought it was pretty cool. But it's wild to think of like up until the 80s they're still using steam engines. What's up, AV Savannah? Good evening. Good evening to everybody. Any other comments here? Gilbert had one as well. I'm not sure. I know they had a position beacon. I don't know if it's spun. I have seen marks. I don't think they're spun around either. I think it's more like a spotlight. I think Lina was one of the only marks. I don't think marks spun because I had one of those. It was literally just a giant plastic bubble with a lamp so you could like point it at things like a spotlight. Thought it was pretty cool. What's up, Rail Fan Loy? How's it going? The Sawmill looks awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get up there in just a second here. We'll go up there at like 8:30. How's that sound? We'll take a look at the new section of the Nick's Crossing studio layout. Sounds all official, but I'm really just hanging out with you guys, having fun on YouTube. Let's see. Why is the chat? There we go. Unfortunately, no longer have a beacon from PRR Sean. So cool story about the beacon. Crazy story. My dad bought one when he was, oh God, what did he tell me? He was like in middle school. It was like I think he told me like $15 for it back in like, it was brand new out of the box back in the 70s or something, or like it was like $7 or something. I saw like the original box in the basement. Well, there was one day I was working on my dad's layout at home, and we always had a beacon in the corner. And I think what happened to it? It was making a racket, like it was making a ton of noise, and it would go apart. In the process of that, I actually dropped the beacon on the concrete floor of the basement, and the coil became like oblong, almost like a goose egg shape, and that thing never ran. It never ran the same again. I felt so bad because that was my dad's when he was a kid. I was like, if I can ever replace the parts out of it, I will do that. So I totally broke his beacon. I was probably in middle school when that happened, when I dropped it, because I bought the little feet to fix the globe, little rubber feet that when it vibrates, it bounces around and actually spins the beacon. We ran ours all the time, and the little rubber feet became like melted into the little plastic disc. So I thought, I'll fix it for him. It'll be great. Well, I destroyed the beacon. I felt horrible for that, but I always told my dad, if I ever see the same one, I'll buy it for him to make up for that and fix it, or like do a part swap, something like that. What's up, Del Hudson? Blue Wrench, how's it going? There is a train show in Altoona this Sunday. Yeah, Sundays. I couldn't make it out to that because it's way too far of a drive for a Sunday, and I got to be at work at the crack of dawn the next day. Let's see. How many connections to your track do you have, and what transformer are you using? Recommendations on transformers. So honestly, it all depends what you're running. If you're running old stuff like classic trains, classic toy trains, all AC stuff, go with an old ZW style. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. It's going to crank the power that you need. But if you're running a mix of everything, I highly recommend a Z4000 transformer. This thing, I bought one from a friend of mine that's in the chat right now at York, and this thing is a beast. It is doing so good. We've ran this thing cranking amps, pushing the whistle button on an old whistle tender, and it stayed the same speed. It was just absolutely amazing to see. So if you're looking for something new-ish, look for a Z4000 from MTH. This one was, I got the friends deal on this one, but you can get one for, I've seen them online for affordable prices. They've changed dramatically. Also, we said how many connections on the layout. Right now I have 4 track connections on the main line. So I have one to my left, one in front of me, one to my right, one behind me. Those are just powering the general layout, but then the sidings and stuff are all individually connected. I'm going to have them all blocked out eventually. When I get to the yard, I'm going to build a yard panel, switch panel that's going to sit probably like right next to my desk to do the switching for that. So that's different too. But right now, I have technically 4 block sections. I thought about this the other day. I've got one for the tunnel side. I've got one for behind me. I also have one to my right, one to my left. And that is just separating the outer ground. I didn't even remember that. It's like I grounded everything out because of signals. Yeah, Z4000's been a beast for sure. York, there's always been a guy there that refurbishes transformers that are older. So if you're interested in that, definitely do that. MRC Tech 2, that's a good one. I recommend the MRC Dual. That's what I used for many years for newer stuff. But for the older stuff, it's a little dodgy. Let's see. Got lots of questions in here. But that's pretty much what I've been using on the layout. What's up, Mr. Shades? Saw you in here. William, how's it going? John, Lackawanna John, how's it going? Saw you in there. 113-minute run again if it doesn't pass inspection. That engine, I love 113, but I don't. Let's just say I don't even know what I'm looking at, but sometimes on there I'm just like, it needs help. That engine does need help. I don't want to trash the engine because I really do enjoy it, but that engine should not be sitting outside in the elements. It should be undercover. Z4000 is over 20 years old. I think mine is too. I've got the later, or this one has a serial port, so this might be the later-ish one, but it's great. It's doing great. Got an Amtrak plushie. Very cool. Never had a problem. Built in 1999. Sweet. What's up, Dave? Just saw you in there. Blue Red. Let's see. Just don't pay too much for it. Look up like eBay prices and make an assessment on that. York is a great time to buy them if you can get up to York again or down to York. I know it's a little bit of a hike, but I definitely recommend Z4000 over like every transformer right now ever built. It's just such a thrill. It's a great one. LC 42 plushie. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. How about people figures? So for people and stuff, I've been mostly going with like woodland scenics. So there's a little bit of a difference here. So a little bit of tricks of the trade of the Nick's Crossing studio here. So any figurines that I'll be up close and watching and filming for like my scenes and stuff, I splurge a little bit. So I go with like an Artista figurine or go with like woodland scenics. So you want people that have defined facial features or body language. You just don't want this like plump of plastic sitting there with a really bad like overseas paint job on it. If you're going to be filming it every day, you know what I mean? Like you want your figurines to look good on your layout. Now for passenger cars, that is a totally different thing. So the passenger cars, I actually get these really cheap figurines from Amazon. I think they're 140, 152 scale. So they're technically O gauge or O scale, but they're perfect. You don't have to do a lot of cutting and stuff to fit them in the seats. But I highly recommend for passenger cars because you're not going to be sitting there looking at them. You know, you're not going to stop a passenger car and be like, oh, yeah, look at that guy or look at that. You're going to be running that train around in circles. You're not going to look at the figurines as much as you are on your layout. Now, like I said, for layout figurines, splurge a little bit, have some detail. MTH makes some great figurines. Lionel's figurines look like garbage. The new ones, they have really bad paint schemes. It's not me being picky. I've seen the newer ones coming out, and one of my friends is like, they look very Chinese-esque, like just cheap paint jobs, and like really odd colored like clothing and stuff. There's like they're wearing like a neon green shirt and blue pants, just weird stuff. You're like, what are you doing? So I highly recommend Artista figurines. They're very expensive, but they'll last forever. They're made of cast metal. Don't know exactly what metal they're using, probably some type of pewter or lead to have some weight to them. But I highly recommend getting some Artista figurines for your sets. Now, I would not recommend putting Artistas in your passenger cars. It's going to weigh a ton, and you're also going to use like $1 million worth of, of figurines. You know what I mean? What's up, the toy collector of Seville? How's it going? Doing all right. Woodland Scenics is great. It's like 30. I've seen them between like 20, 25, and 30 for their blister packs. You know, you get a couple figurines in a scene. They're great. They're great figurines. But if you want like individual characters doing things, go with Artista. And they're expensive, but wait for like the York show so you're not paying shipping. Because some guys on eBay will charge like $20. They'll say super rare figurine. It'll be like a hot dog, I don't know, like a hot dog stand guy or an ice cream man. Ultra rare, ultra this. And you're like, dude, I'm not paying $20. They're usually Artista figurines retail between like $7 a piece to about $18, depending on what they're doing. My station scene, I think like way more than half are Artistas. There's some Woodland Scenics in there that I picked up. I picked up like the Baggageman set from Woodland Scenics. Looks really nice. Up top, the Lumberjack scene is all Woodland Scenics minus. They're all Woodlands. They're all Woodland guys. The other people that I have, my bear in the forest is Artista. The fisherman, the hobos that I picked up, anything like I said, anything doing a scene. I got a guy holding a lantern. He's Artista. And they're also very robust. In case a train derails and hits one, they're not going to explode. But my whole station scene is mostly yes, I have a first diesel ever that my dad fixed. It was awesome. I love that thing. Subway trains. That's interesting. Let's see. Yes, Artista stuff was being sold by the JT's. Oh God, JT's Mega Steam. I just lost my mind. Those people over there were so nice. I don't know if they recognized me from the YouTube stuff but the JT's people were just The one lady running the register, she was super nice. The one lady that would help you out, bag up the smoke fluid, they're super cool. And then the guys selling that mill, and also the one gentleman, I think he might be one of the either the manager or owner of JT's, I'm not sure, but he was just super super nice. Really good people over there. Yeah, always keep what you have and enjoy it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that Sioux Line switcher has so many memories. It's conventional, but my dad worked so hard fixing that thing for us kids at the house, and it's been one of my favorites. It's on the bottom shelf. Yep, it's on the bottom shelf. It's an MPC style. Um, let's see. You broke up talking about Sioux Line. Oh, so it was a switcher my dad fixed. He got it from the Great Scale Show or Green. I think it was a Greenberg in Timonium when I used to live in Maryland, and he fixed it up and put directional lighting in and a direction switch. It had a 2-position E unit. One of the dumbest things Lionel ever did was that 2-position E unit because it would hit a dead spot in the track and go like right in reverse, right back to you. So he tore that out and put in a positional switch. Best decision ever. It's awesome. So, but we have that. The couplers are even solid. They don't even open. It's just a solid piece of plastic. It's like, you have to like lift it up and put it in the cars. But that's what we had as a kid. It was just so much fun to run. So many memories with that beautiful diesel. There we go. Got some coffee tonight to wake me up. Non-operating couplers. Yes, that's what I would call it. Yep, that's what it had. And the train that we used to run it with actually had those solid non-operating couplers, like you're saying there. And my dad ended up buying trucks because my dad was always interested in modifying things to make it like easier to run. Also, he took out, it had like these really cheap trucks with the set that were almost like marks. They were like solid plastic cast trucks that didn't even move around that well. They would derail all the time. They're super light. So he ended up buying, I remember he paid a lot of money for it. He bought like Lionel decoupling trucks or operating trucks for each car. And I remember him spending a ton of money on those sets of trucks with couplers just to make it easier for us to run trains. It was so cool. And they also added weight to the cars. So the cars would no longer derail or do whatever. It actually came with, those cars were given to me by a family member. They were part of a DC, like Lionel 1980s or 70s DC locomotive. It was like a really basic set, but we ended up putting the train on the track and it fried it. And my dad's like, "Oh, it must be DC." So it's whatever. We didn't know they made DC Lionel stuff. It's whatever. What's up, CJ's Trains and Adventures? So guys, it's way after 8:30. Holy crap. Okay, let's get you guys up to the logging town. Let me raise this up first. Get this situated here. Taking you guys up. So this will be kind of weird. I'm going to have to sit near the computer where the microphone is, and I'm going to have to talk to you guys while you're looking at the scene up here. So let me get you guys up there or close to it. See how long this cord is. Whoops. All right. Oh, man. Oh, it's so hard to get you guys up close. Oh. All right. Nope. All right. This is as close. Let's see. Oh, man. This is as close as I can get you guys to the Sawmill. Let me get some better lighting up here. Let's turn the lights on here. but you can get a good look at the beacon, the beacon of light. All right, let's do. It might get bright, so hold on here. It's gonna get very bright. We're gonna turn the normal lights on. Oh, there we go. All right, so there's the logging scene, and shoo. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Hey, Rochelle, thank you so much. Yeah, Strasbourg does have a lot of figurines. Audio is breaking up on the connection. I'm not sure why that would be. I'm using the whatever's on this computer right now. So, let's see. No, not the Circle of Death. We have full barge up here. Some more things. I'll point them out in just a second. But what I really wanted to do is just have a small logging camp. People like splitting wood, some stumps in the ground. Maybe they cut trees out. Have all the woodland guys doing work up there, and then to the right of that is the sawmill. Now the coolest thing about this is that the sawmill is an operating sawmill. If you hit the wood stack all the way to the right, that operates the sawmill. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to have push buttons underneath the layout or on the face of the layout. So I can actually put a border eventually around this whole layout to make it look more finished once all the construction's done. But I did get that idea from Sean's Train Depot. He's one of my good friends, and we were hanging out at his house after York, and he actually has accessories featuring a very similar feature of having a push button that's hidden. I call it hidden in plain sight. And I thought this was so cool. It almost reminds me of like James Bond or like a secret button or something that opens up a trap door or whatever. So on this, we have a push button that is right here. So let's activate the sawmill. And really quick, these sounds that you guys will be hearing are all sounds I've personally recorded from tractor shows. They do a sawmill demonstration for most of the time. But the last show I went to that featured a mill, well, actually, this was Steamorama. So that's where the footage will be coming from. Steamorama last year, they did one this October. I missed it because of an event. But last year, Steamorama, they ended up doing a really, really nice demonstration with a sawmill. And basically, I went on my own YouTube channel and did a screen record of them cutting wood and also the whistle pull that they did at Steamorama at 12 o'clock. And they're kind of fighting over or like battling who's going to have the last whistle pull. So they did shave and a haircut, and I've recorded that. So I put that at the start of the sawmill turning on. It does, shave and a haircut. Then the sawmill starts up. So this is all mixed footage from things that I personally recorded, which feels really cool. It's, it's my sounds. It's not like I took it from someone else's, someone else's videos or audio, stuff like that. So we'll have to see how many more cool sounds I can record out in the wild to put on my layout. A couple questions. How do you keep your attic from getting too cold or too hot? So CJ's Trains, the wintertime, it is fantastic up here because it does get cold, but it does get hot up here running trains and such. Everything runs really nice in the winter. The summertime, I actually bought an AC unit. I always have a fan up here running just to move some air and all that. But for the most part, it is very comfortable here between October and like March. Once it starts to turn into spring, it does get toasty. I have one air vent up here. It's just not enough. So I did buy an AC unit. But that's a great question. What's on your tin cup? It's a barbecue bash I went to years ago. All right, so let's get the sawmill started. So all you do is you walk up and you pick which wood pile it is, and I know which one it is, so we're going to do this one here. And let's start her up. And there it goes. Now, guys, how this is operating is that there's a power board in there that's turning the AC into DC to charge a little soundboard that I bought on Amazon. And these boards are recording basically multiple battery that you plug in using USB-C to charge. There's a bunch of different outputs on it for things. And it's really meant, like I said, it's meant for like opening up a gift or a present or a greeting card. Let me see. How many packages of trees are in that scene? I've only built, I think, one package of trees. And then, how many packages of trees is that? Let's see. I think it's about one right there in that shot. I started one bag while my friend was over here, Dave, to show him how to build these trees in person, how easy it was. So I only built like 2 or 3 out of that. So it's about 1.25 packs right there in this scene. But you do get a lot of bang for your buck for those tree kits. They're really cool. But really quick, guys, with these sound cards, so you pick them up on Amazon. They're about $20. It has a USB-C, USB cable in there you can plug into your computer to charge the battery. You get an output for a small string of LEDs, which runs on 3 volts. And then after that, you get a magnetic trigger. So when the magnet is detached from the reed switch, it will activate. Then you also get a push button activation switch, and then also an optic sensor. So you could go a bunch of routes with this piece. You could have it hooked up to your track, so when the train goes by, something activates on light or movement. You could have it go when something presses on a button, like I have it hooked up here. Or also you could have it as a magnet switch, which is really cool. So the circuit card, how I wired this up is that I have a power board that takes my 10 volts AC powering this piece, and I power a small board that's hooked up to 5 volts DC. It has a potentiometer on it, so you can dial down the voltage from 10 volts AC to 5 volts DC to charge the USB battery that's in there for this sound card. The creepy thing is that this piece never technically turns off because the on switch is set to on. So even if this isn't getting power from my track to charge, the piece will still work, which is kind of scary because it could go off on its own, which is kind of creepy, but whatever. But what I did was I measured the voltage coming out of the LED strip. And I said, okay, if that's 3 volts, I wonder if it could power my 5-volt relay that I picked up. And it did. It powered it, opened up, and clicked, whatnot. So I have the relay hooked up to the output for the 3-volt LED strip. So I tossed out the strip of LEDs. And what that relay does is that once you hit that button for the wood pile, the sound start, it also triggers the relay, which closes the circuit, allowing the AC voltage, that 10 volt AC, to then power the motor for the saw blade and the motor for the fan smoke unit. So that's what triggers the blade with the sound. It's a pretty basic circuit. It takes a little bit of time to like decipher things, but honestly, these are really easy builds. Very, very easy to put together. So I plan on doing a video on something similar to this. I've got a couple other moving accessories I'd love to hook up on the layout with maybe an optic trigger or a push button, stuff like that. So we'll see. I've got my diner to hook up. I thought about doing some like diner sounds, like plates crashing, people eating and talking, and then have some like 1950s music in the background as like ambient noise. So I have to see how that all works out. If you guys are interested in a video on that, please let me know in the comments there. But this is the I call it the Lumberjacks Paradise, and what I'm using up top here, the ballast, it's called like fine ballast, brown or tan. It looks like sawdust. It's all glued in place. Like this whole thing is a glue pile up here. Micromark paints that Iron Horse trains. Also, these stumps, actually bought those at the Strasburg Train Shop. They make their custom stumps and such in their scenic aisle. And then the figurines are all from Woodland Scenics. I think it's called the Lumberjack Package, something like that. It came with all the people that you see here in the scene. And then also, what else do we have? I did weather using some powders on the shed to give it like a rustic steam engine crud look to it. What else? Oh, Coastman's trees at the top. These are all the Coastman's fir trees right there. So let me get you guys over to the corner. Let's see. Can you even see over there? Barely. So, whoops. So up here, guys, I have the a Lionel truck hauling away some spoils right there, some like logs, and then here's a look at the scene from above right there. It's kind of a weird angle to get, but that's all. That's the best I can do because I have stuff in the way. The next piece of construction is going to be this area right here. And this is going to be the coal mine area. So right here is your company store, the shack right here, company store. Then we move over to the left. There's our shaft mine building right there, coal loading. We're going to have all this looking really cruddy and nasty. And then we're going to have all this ballasted. All this green will be disappeared, hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon. So there's a look from above. Oh, then I have a Strasburg bobber caboose at the top. Audio cutting out. Let me try something really quick. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. I do apologize for that. The only thing I think of is maybe the fan or something. Yeah, I don't know why there'd be commercials in here. This is I chose not to have those ads playing in the back. I do apologize for that. What's up, Eugene? How's it going? Doing great. Glad you guys are all here. We lost you. No, I did turn off the microphone for a hot second just to test it. So what we'll be doing tonight is watching on the tablet, refresh your screen. I could try to, but the only thing is doing that might cut out the stream entirely. Oh man, I always hate messing around with the refreshing. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna say, it says if you refresh, you will lose the stream. Like, that's awesome. So, all right, let's get some power here. Let's run some trains. So tonight, guys, we have my F7 set running on the layout tonight. So let's get these started up. Yeah, I know there's a way to reset through the YouTube screen, but it would probably screw up everything. Oh, really quick, let's add my Rail Sounds Diner car for fun. Let's throw that in here. Gotta have rail sounds, right? we go. All right. Actually, where is... There it is. We're just going to do a later a later Pennsylvania set here. Just a bunch of random cars thrown in here. Now there's Lionel Rail sounds going, right? 5, I think. There it is. No, we do not read rail sound. There we go. Yeah, the F7s. And they are feeling smoky tonight. Look at that. Smoky. Hey, Larry, how's it going? Yeah, I can't predict what YouTube software is doing all that. We are we do have a strong internet connection up here. I'm not sure what that could be. I do apologize. Internet. Oh, I only have Lester on my phone right now. So Lionel did do a female sound set on the what was it, the Amtrak F40PH. It sounds great. Like, we have female employees at Amtrak, but they put male figurines in the cab. That I thought was so stupid of the Lionel to do. It's like, you should put female engineer or conductor up there. I just thought it was really stupid of them. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, I tripped the signal. Nope, you gotta go back. Gotta take her back. There we go. Can't trip the signal yet. They're gonna board passengers through the tunnel. Watch. Oops. Let's see. I always hate the cheesy crew talk, but it is what it is. Gotta love the cheese, guys. Gotta love that rail sounds. It's fun. I will say it is kind of fun, but it is cheese. Just letting you guys know, on the real railroad, you never ask a dispatcher if the track is clear ahead. Just letting you know. Hey, Trey, man, have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping in. So someone's Power B unit run recently. Oh, God. We don't even say over. We just say Roger, which means, well, you know what Roger means. But for anyone in the chat that doesn't know what Roger means, it means read and understood. And it is a huge word on the railroad. Like, Roger means you definitely understand. And there's no questions about it. Like, we don't say over and out or copy. You would never say copy on the radio. You have to use Roger. So it's kind of it's definitely a different, railroad jargon or language you have to talk on the radio. It's something you get used to all the time. Eventually, you just start saying Roger to everything. What other sounds does this thing have? 9642 is 2-track clear. Over. I have not made it to Thermount. All right, let's see if I guess another 8 units of smoking. There it goes. Woo! Switch you guys back over to the Sawmill. So, guys, this scene right here is like pretty much done. Got a couple of things I like to add, like over here, like some junk and stuff, maybe like a small building. But over here, like I said, this is where I'll be working. I've got a signal to add right here. There's a signal that will be going in right there. So that's going to be, something over there that we can film for sure. Show you guys how I hook up my signals. What else? I think I have another signal that's going in. Yeah, we have another signal that will be going in near the hut, or the engine sheds. I'm sorry, not the hut. Such a wild sounding horn on that. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, we have tons of passenger car variants. We have like Pennsylvania. What else? Oh, God. Let's go through these. Technically a New York Central Pullman. Pennsylvania heavyweight. Pennsylvania Streamline. Another NYC Pullman. And then the Philadelphia Reading President's car. So, yeah, it's not very prototypical, but maybe towards like the end of days, like when Amtrak first started, it'd be pretty much prototypical for that, I guess. Like have a bunch of different railroads shoved together. The longest train I've ever built, that was at the Railroad Club. I put together, I think, a 35-car coal train once. that was exciting. B&O Vista Dome. Nice. Oh, E8s are the best, aren't they? Or any, let me rephrase that, any E units are like my favorite. F units are awesome, but like E units just look ridiculous. I love them. I got to get a set of E's back up here. What I probably will do is actually get a set of like Williams E units and upgrade them with P3 if I can find like a decent set. Even Williams E units sell online for $300 to $500, which is crazy. If I could find a nice set of like K lines, that would be pretty cool as well. But definitely get like a Pensy set or maybe like a Penn Central or New York Central set of E units. It'd be kind of cool. All right, let's get you guys over here again. Whoops. Let's start her up. Here we go. So this is the true test right here. I can still hear the Sawmill sounds over top of the train. And the train, let's see, TR. Let's turn it up. Nah, Dave, those are yours. I can still hear the Sawmill E8s or evens. Oh, someone asked earlier what smoke fluid we're using. Tonight we were using bubblegum again. I love it. It's a great smelling scent right there, bubblegum. Had to refresh again. Yeah, I do apologize for all that, guys. Train says free shipping. I'm gonna hold on to my money this week and actually just use it at the Allentown show next weekend. So we'll splurge then for sure. All right, let's get the lights off again. Let's play some Halloween music real quick. I'm going to stream till about 9:30, guys, just because I have to wake up at the crack of dawn. Let's get these lights off. You guys can check out the Sawmill in the dark. There we go. Now, I did add some work lights underneath of the turn the train down. I added some work lights underneath of the canopy there. So actually, let me turn the lights off. Let's get a better perspective. Turn them off. All right, there you go. So that's with the lights all the way off, other than my shop light. So you guys can see what the work lights look like. And then over here, here's our station scene with the lights totally off. It's trying to focus because the LEDs are messing with the refresh rate. It's so hard filming LEDs. Let me see if I can do one of these. Nope. I do apologize for that, guys. LEDs are like the worst thing ever to film because the camera can't focus. Let me at least send the freight train or the passenger train through. see. Do one of these. Nope. Still no luck. So yeah, unfortunately, LEDs, you can see them flashing and stuff. I'm not seeing that with my eyes, but the camera's picking up that 60 hertz, also 60 frames a second. So it is doing all that. Allentown on a Sunday. Okay. Yeah, I think Allentown's what? Next weekend, right? Not this weekend, but the following. Got to run them more. Yeah, Williams did a great job with their E units. I think the only backlash Williams ever got about their E units was that they, oh God, what was it? So their E units, they made B units for, I think, a couple of them. And someone came out on like a magazine. I think it was like, I don't know if it was like Toy Train or Classic Toy Trains or something, claiming that certain railroads never had B units for certain models. And then there's like some issue with like the porthole windows 7 or something, and they're really E8s. So there was some backlash with that. I ended up reading about that in a magazine, or it was an article about the B&Os that I bought, because I think the B&O never had B units, and Williams made them for their sets of E's. So someone got cranky. Honestly, the more units, the better. But what road? I think it was B&O. It had to be like a rivet counter or something. Next Sunday. Okay, 11. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll be there for sure. But apparently someone went full on like rivet counter on Williams and said like, you know, they never had those units. How dare you make them? So Williams retracted them. So if you have a B unit from Williams in the E series locomotives, they're probably pretty rare because they only came out for I think a year, which is kind of cool. It's collectible, but also it's kind of cool. But I think B&O never had B units for E's. There's another railroad that never had them, but they didn't care. They just made them for fun. And plus, they're unnumbered. I think the B units that Williams came out with are not numbered at all. So it's like a totally fantasy piece. But the ones they did number were actual A units, which I thought was cool. There's the light. Here, let me get you guys over here. Got to lower the camera back. Let's see. All right. And all that information can be found out online, which is pretty cool. I have to work the Allentown. Oh man, you got to work Allentown weekend. Oh geez, Allentown. If you guys haven't been to Allentown, if you can't make it, I'd recommend going to at least one. Some of you guys are going to kill me for saying this, but I think the Allentown show last year was better than my York show experience. I know I might get some backlash from that, but honestly, I've had better luck for getting some deals at Allentown than I've had anywhere, honestly. I don't know if you guys have had a similar experience, but Allentown's been a fantastic show, especially right before Christmas time. I'm actually looking for Christmas cars. I promised Nikki I would build her a Christmas set. Now, this is the project I forgot to discuss early on. So, guys, I don't know where it's at. I'm like losing stuff up here, left and right. But anyways, at the York train show, I ended up buying a F unit. I think it's an F7, just like these that I'm running tonight. They had Rail Sounds 5 in them, but someone totally gutted it and put in a Williams reverse board. So I'm like, okay, cool. I've got motors. The engine runs. I know I tested it. It's got to be up here somewhere because I tested it with Dave was over. We tested the engine and it worked. So let me look for it really quick. Might be on the shelf or something like that. I definitely tested it, so I know it's up here somewhere. Go crawling around on the floor. Oh, here it is. All right. I found it. It was on the floor, of course. So, guys, I picked this beauty up at York. I forgot to totally say in the video that I bought this thing. And you guys are probably looking at this like, what a piece of junk. This is actually a really nice piece. Honor, this is a Rail Sounds 5. So here's the guts on the end. So someone gutted it and put in, I think this is a Williams board or K-line reverse board, but I don't know. I got like capacitors just floating out in outer space. I've got little direction boards in here, all kinds of stuff. There's a speaker, but I don't know what's up with this thing. I have no idea. So it looks like the speaker is wired up. So I don't know, guys. This was $40. So what I'm going to do is actually make this a Santa Fe, meaning I'm going to gut all these electronics out, all these mystery pieces and whatnot. I don't know if it's like it's a Lionel Strange 691 direction board A unit. So I don't really know. I don't know. Let's just say that. But I have a feeling that this is a Rail Sounds board. It actually has a control stand up there and everything in the cab. But I think this would be a perfect contender for a Proto Sound 3 upgrade, because I think these sounds and stuff do not work at all. There was a smoke unit in here. You can tell has the gaskets at the top. Yeah, these were really nice. This thing is heavy. It's honestly the same tooling as my Pennsylvanias that we ran tonight. So the doors open on here and everything. It's such a beautiful model. But for some reason, I think it's missing stuff. It's missing the smoke unit. It has everything in here minus, like, this is cut. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a wire or an antenna sticking out. But this was a very, very expensive A unit when it came out, and it was in pieces at York. I got this engine for $40. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to gut this thing and turn it into a Christmas locomotive. So what I mean by Christmas is that we're going to put Christmas lights all over this thing. I'm not a huge like Santa Fe collector, and then for me to actually get the other B unit and A unit for the set will cost a fortune. So I decided to make this a Christmas engine. So we're going to put Santa Claus up at the helm driving this thing, and then we're going to also put in Christmas lights. So I'm going to drill, if I can, I like to drill very small holes in the shell to add Christmas lights. And then it's going to have if I can get the sound file, it's going to have, MTH's Christmas sounds. So that's one thing I plan on doing. I know it's kind of like a crappy shell right now of an engine, but guess what? We're going to get this running. It's missing like the back coupler. So that'd be a perfect option to put an electric coupler on there and take this one out. If I can, it should be able to come out. Yep, it's got a screw. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to upgrade this thing, and it's going to be a really, really cool piece. And I told Nikki we'll run this under the tree for Christmas time. like I said, it'll be a Santa Fe. I thought about changing out the number boards because on nowhere else on here does it say the number on the locomotive. So I'm wondering if I could pop these out and put like 25 on them. So it's, December 25th. But someone really abused this thing. Even the front door, the front hatch opens up, which is such a cool piece. So yeah, I got to do some experimentation with this. I don't understand what's missing. I feel like this board here went to the radio board. I don't really know, but yeah, it was TMCC, but someone gutted it. But yeah, that's a project we'll be doing. I'll set this up here for now. So we'll have a customized Christmas Santa Fe. I am totally stoked for that. We're going to go crazy on the lighting. I have got Christmas lights that I could wire up to one of the lights in there and have Christmas lights all over the bottom, or like through the shell, like stick Christmas lights through, kind of like the Canadian Pacific Christmas train, kind of. So we'll do so that'd be kind of cool. But no, not painting the shell. We're gonna keep it original. So like that classic like toy train tour, but it's gonna be fully loaded with sounds. I don't know if I can. Let me look up the sounds really quick. If I can go on MTH's website, let's see. MTH service. Whoops. Let me go on here really quick. Let's do MTH service. And see if it comes up the proto sound files. Let me see. So usually, if I can find the files for it, actually, it's crazy that Mr. Muffins or Train World just released a Christmas F unit this year, so that's got to have sounds in it. We got to have those proto files somewhere. But the MTH website's been acting really sketchy recently. Like MTH parts. I got to look up the sound files. Let me see. It looks like the MTH website's. Is it out of service? Oh, what? The MTH website's down right now, according to. Let me see. Product locator. That's weird. Let me do this MTH. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with the website, but patent your Xmas locomotive. Oh, I can't do that. It's gonna have MTH's sounds in it. Let's see. For some reason, MTH is not. Oh, what is going on? The website's down. What? How am I going to look at my my MTH trains? Huh. So the website's down for MTH. Awesome. There we go. Yeah, Sean, I was looking up proto-sound files this weekend, and it would not load. So it's still down. Now I wonder, okay, so if for you tech guys out there and people that run MTH, I wonder if because the website's down, they're upgrading the website to get ready for the new base, the new DCS system. So I'm wondering if they're updating the website to then go along with the firmware. Maybe they're uploading firmware updates for the new Wi-Fi, or what do they call it? The WIU. So I'm wondering if that's why, which means we might get the WIU before Christmas time. That would be sweet. It's just a speculation because I did talk to those guys at York. Yeah, the We2. Because they like adding all those together, you know? the power outage from York spread. No, no, they're down in Maryland, but I have a feeling maybe they're uploading some goodies to the website to get ready the for the new WTIU. Their site's always slow. Okay, so I know MTH, it sounds crazy, but their company still runs like the parts website. It's still ran by the staff there using Windows XP, because I went there to pick up parts once, and they're great guys, awesome, very smart people over there. I love MTH. MTH has just been fantastic to work with. But the one guy who does parts, he still operates the parts store and their billing system utilizing Windows XP. So I think the mainframe that they're using is just dated a hair, about 20 years off. But they're very, very efficient over there. I've had zero issues. Files. There's so many different file names and such. It does take a little bit for it to load. So I have run into that too. And what I've been doing is, like, if I can search through the Protosound file names on my phone, it searches a lot faster. And then I'll type it in on my desktop and type the product number in the search for the actual file, then download it through my desktop. That's one way to do it. Just a couple ideas. Is WTI going to be backwards compatible? It should run Proto 2 and 3 for sure. Yeah, it should run Proto 2 and 3. I think the only difference is that they currently do not have a remote for the WTIU. It's not going to have a remote, which is a huge downside. But Lionel didn't make a remote either for their base, so you can't kill them on it. It sucks, but you can't get too mad on it or about that. And then the other thing too is that they said something about at the show. Oh God, what was it? Because I asked them about it, like what's going to be different or whatever. I think downloading. They said something about downloading files remotely or something. Well, they're going to try to do something like that, which would be awesome. But you would need a Android device or a Windows device. So I think it's going to be a little. I'm still holding on to my DCS system for sure. I'm not dumping that. But eventually, it would be nice to get the new WTIU up here. But I am holding on to my DCS system, and I love it. But it would be nice to have the newer system and all that to download files and such. Yes, I love remotes. I mean, look at me. I'm a dinosaur still. I've upgraded from this to this. Lionel, according to friends of mine, they say they still make these. They don't make these anymore. But the legacy base, like the what is it? The the Cab 1L. It was like so simple. They should make Cab 1Ls for people that want remotes. But I feel like they stopped doing it. Probably costs too much. They can put out the Wi-Fi unit or whatever, and it's a little bit cheaper. So I can't explain it. I really can't. But I love the Cab 1L. The Cab 1L has been a huge success up here. I love working with this thing. It's so responsive, so smooth, and it doesn't have that antenna to break off. These remotes are so robust. I actually put these in my totes when I go to different places, and they run great. Transformer handle works great too. Honestly, I could run, if you unplug the base, I can run all this stuff in conventional. It works. Everything works great. I refuse to buy a new train. No, thank you. Hey, I don't blame you. Seriously. I think the newest engine I bought is that yes, the base is not. I think they should still make bases. I wish they did, but the remote is still being produced, which is wild. Like, you should make bases to go with them. It's such a simple base. You just plug it up to the ground and make sure everything's in phase on your layout. It works fabulously well. I don't understand. You get a Cab 1L remote, but the bases, yeah, the bases are out of commission. Sucks that they did that. But honestly, I think the newest engine I have is my Amtrak F40PH, only because I wanted an F40PH. I couldn't find one that was cheaper or a different model. I know K-Line made those F40PHs. I think K-Line, Lionel adopted the same tooling from K-Line, so I just couldn't find an F40PH. Excuse me, in K-Line. So it is what it is. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call the stream. It's past 9:30. I'm going to wake up very, very early for work. But I want to thank you all so much for stopping in and hanging out with you guys. It's been a great stream. I hope to put out a video very soon of the layout I went to last week. Our Middle Railroad. Great people over there. Community, I call it like a community style because they allow operators of all ages to run trains, which is really cool. And the people over there were just so nice and so inviting. We were there for almost to like midnight, just hanging out and talking to their creator Scott over there. And it's basically it's Scott's modules, it's Scott's overall layout, which is really cool. But he allows people to run trains, and it's like I know it's his layout and everything, but it's like a club, but it's not a club, if that makes sense. It's just people hanging out, running trains. There's like no club fees and stuff, and it's also at a community center of town, which is great because it brings people together. They ran like some Halloween events recently. They like Halloween walk through the woods and stuff, and it's really cool to see that people are investing in their community through just running trains, just hanging out, running some old trains, and making people's making people's days. Like I had a great time over there. There's just a lot of footage to analyze and edit, so that should be possibly out tomorrow night. I have to see what my schedule is for work. If I have a split schedule coming up, it will probably be out Wednesday. But I really want to get that video out because it was just an awesome overall experience, and I want to get that video showcased. But anyways, guys, hopefully you all have a great night, a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. I got lots of projects coming up. I'd love to finish this section here to get that up on the YouTube very soon. But anyways, have a good night, everyone. Happy railroading. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your week. You can do it. It's almost week's almost over. So we'll see you guys.